Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about physics. And the topic name is availability of water. So, today you are able to describe the composition and the properties of water. Before that, you just learned some new words: odorless, solvent, salinity, brackish water, brine water. These are the words you have to learn today. Now look at the picture. A glass tumbler filled with water. Now I ask you one question. What do you think is this in the tumbler? What helps you to identify this? What else can you tell me about water? There is water in the tumbler. Water is a liquid that is clear and has no color. Besides being colorless, water is also an odorless and tasteless liquid. Now I give you some example of it. Now first take pencil and the ruler. These are that visible in water, and I will take chili flakes. It is float in water, and sand, it is sink in water, and I will take salt and sugar. These are dissolved in water. So the properties are: the water is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, and also it is a clear liquid, and some substances are dissolved in it. Next, you are going to learn about water distribution on Earth. Are able to describe where and how water is found on Earth. Say for example, how is ice related to water? How can I get water from the ice? In what other forms does water exist? Look at the picture. Ice is the solid of water. We can melt ice to get water. Water also exists as vapor in a gaseous state. In nature, water is found as ice in glaciers, mountains, and icebergs. Liquid water is found in water bodies like rivers and lakes. And vapor is found in the air. Thus, water is found in all three states in nature. This tumbler represents Earth and the water in it. Represents the water present on Earth. Different cups represented the different source of water on Earth based on the amount of water distributed in the cups. We arranged the sources as follows: oceans and seas with the most water, followed by glaciers and polar ice caps, then groundwater, and lastly the water in rivers and lakes. Next, you know about how the water is distributed on Earth. A large part, around 71% of Earth's surface is covered by water in the form of oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, streams, canals, and ponds. Water also exists as groundwater. If all the water available on Earth, most of the water, about 97.5%, is distributed in oceans and seas. Water from these sources is saline and thus unfit for drinking. Saline means salty. The remaining 2.5% is fresh water, of which 2/3 is trapped as glaciers and ice. The groundwater and the surface water, such as river, lakes, and streams, are source of fresh water that are available for human use. All the water distributed on Earth has its importance, although sea and ocean water cannot be used for drinking and other domestic uses only. It is equally important on Earth. It is the habitat for the most aquatic plant and the animal species. Humans also use this water to get the salt we use when cooking. We also get a variety of seafood from the water in seas and oceans. Saline water from the seas and oceans can also be made into fresh water through a process called desalination. Next, we are going to learn how the water cycle keeps the total amount of water on Earth constant. When we heated water in a kettle, it evaporated to form hot water vapor due to heat. This vapor escaped from the kettle. Note that the white mist we see escaping from the kettle is not steam, as steam is invisible. The white mist is actually made up of water droplets formed from the condensation of the steam upon contact with the surrounding air. Some steam from the kettle touches the surface of the steel plate. It cools down when it touches the plate and condenses to form water droplets. The water droplets on the plate collect and drip into the beaker when they become heavy. Now you know what do the drops falling from plate relate to in nature. Actually, the water droplets falling from the plate can be related to the rain droplets falling from the clouds. In the water cycle, the water moves between the earth and the atmosphere by changing its state. Water from rivers, lakes, and seas evaporates to form water vapor. Plants also add water vapor to the atmosphere by losing water from their leaves through transpiration. The water vapor rises up into the sky, cools down, and condenses on dust particles to form clouds. When clouds become heavy with water droplets, precipitation occurs, resulting in water droplets falling to earth as rain, hail, sleet, and snow. This water enters the soil and the water bodies. So, the water cycle has three main processes: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Rain is the biggest source of fresh water on earth and is only possible through the water cycle. Thus, the water that evaporates from the earth falls back as rain, and the total amount of water on earth remains constant. Apart from this, some other natural source of fresh water, those are frozen water in glaciers and ice caps, surface water in rivers, lakes, and ponds, and the groundwater. We need fresh water for domestic and other uses. So these are the natural source of fresh water. I hope you all understood this topic. Thank you.